Peace, everybody. What's going on? I just wanted to do a quick live video on YouTube. I'm just making sure everything is good. Um, let's see. Peace, everybody. What's going on? I just wanted to do a quick mute that out. My speaker on my computer was on. Actually, I need to put the headset on. Just go a little smoother. Let me check my settings here. It's my first time doing it through Zoom. What I wanted to talk about was name change and affidavits. You know, a lot of people are getting rejected because what I wanted to talk about was the attorneys are saying, oh, not the attorney, the judge saying that, you know, it doesn't look different, or they're rejecting it for various reasons. So what I've been telling people was, make sure you are adding an affidavit to your petition, because remember, just a petition is a request to get the name change, right? But an affidavit, if you add it to it, it makes it a little bit stronger for you when you're doing your petition. Hi, classy lady, I see you up there. Thanks for joining. It makes your petition stronger because what's the maxim of law? An unrebutted affidavit stands as truth in law. So you got a judge up there. He's making a claim against you, you know, he's talking to you as if he has firsthand knowledge. He doesn't. So if you add an affidavit to it saying who you are and what your name is going to be, or not what you desire to be, or what you're going to be calling yourself, because you know you could do a self-identify, right? They like to make you think that you can't self-identify in these petitions. Like they have control. And I've already showed you guys a few times in the Constitution that they can't make laws regarding name change. They can't. It's in the Constitution. All right, let me prove that. Let me prove that real quick. Let me get my my Constitution up here. All right. I'm working off two screens, so if you see me looking off somewhere, so let me share my screen on, let's see what I want to share. Hang on. First, let me get the one I want up. There it is. Constitution. Let's do North Carolina Constitution. Let's do that. Let's go back and share that screen. You guys should be able to see that. So let's pick one, you know. Let's pick this one. And in the legislative portion, usually going to find these things in the legislative portion of the Constitution. You'll see things, their power, what they can do and what they can't do. I think it's in section 25 of this. Here it is, 24. Limitations on local, private, and special legislation. Prohibited subjects. The General Assembly shall not enact any local, private, or special act or resolution relating to health, sanitation, and the abatement of nuisance. It's got a whole bunch of things. I'm not going to read all that. Let's go all the way down here to N. Altering the name of any person or legitimating any person not born in lawful wedlock, or restoring to the rights of citizenship any person convicted of a felony. So they can't, if you want to alter your name, they can't make any laws on that. If you want to be identified a certain way, they can't make any special laws. This prohibited. You see? So, and if you keep reading repeals, nor shall the General Assembly enact any such local, private, or special act by the partial repeal of general law, but the General Assembly may at any time repeal local, private, or special laws enacted by it. Prohibited acts void. Any local, private, or special act resolution enacted in violation of the provisions of this section shall be void. So if they create a law, like what is some of these laws that they say, well, you got to go get a background check, you got to do all of these things, make sure you're not on the some type of registry, or they check and see if you have any open cases. They don't want to do it for that reason, or you have any felonies or some type of history of in their system crimes or whatever. They can't make any laws on that. See, what they're supposed to do, you change your name, and then they let all those agencies know, but they don't, they know that that will cause a lot of confusion. And see, in the bigger picture here, what are we doing? We're changing it from the all caps to the proper styled name, right? Properly styled name, which is the upper and lower. And I like to say the proper Christian name. I like to use a religious, if you want to say your proper Muslim name, whatever religion, Hindu name, that's up to you. But I like to use a religious association with these things because they can't talk about those things. So what I was saying earlier, put an affidavit together. And what is an affidavit supposed to look like? Of course, I got examples on my website. I just put the actual templates. I separated it from the name change webinar where you can just, if you're familiar with the process and you want a template to give you a guideline, it's over there at ikemail.com. Here it is. 3 essential elements must be satisfied to constitute a complete affidavit. They are a written oath representing the facts as sworn to by the affiant, the signature of the affiant, and the attestation by an officer authorized to administer the oath that the affidavit was actually sworn by the affiant in the presence of an officer. An affidavit typically includes a title or caption, signature of the affiant, the jurat, and the body of the instrument. An affidavit should also state the venue. The substance of the document makes it an affidavit. If the affiant is competent to testify to the contents of the affidavit at trial, then mere technical deficiencies do not render the affidavit improper. So it's got to be stated in there somewhere that you are competent to testify, because when you go in front of if they have a meeting, you're at trial, really. In front of that judge, you're being put on trial and you're going to answer some questions. But if you let your affidavit precede you into your case, that's going to kill a lot of the noise, because it's going to be sworn to and it's going to be notarized. This is why, like in states like New York, when you do a name change petition, they have a jurat at the end of it saying you swear to whatever you're saying in it, because that becomes your affidavit, right? But I'm telling you guys to add an affidavit that's a little more customized than what they would give you. And of course, when you're doing a petition, you need to change up that paperwork, because if you write it exactly how they're doing it, you're giving them jurisdiction to tell you no. Okay, let me continue. An affidavit is not a lawful affidavit if the affidavit is signed outside the presence of an officer or no oath is administered. An affidavit must state facts, and at the same time, it should affirmatively demonstrate how the affiant obtained personal knowledge of those facts. If the facts stated in the affidavit are untrue and outside the personal knowledge of the affiant, then the affidavit will become legally insufficient. So what I'm saying, you do this affidavit and have 2 or 3 witnesses sign off on it, and then you guys go get it notarized. Now, if you have difficulty getting witnesses, you could use the witnesses at the place you get it notarized, that they witnessed you signing that document. Now, if you want to really be strong with it, you'll get witnesses to say they personally know you and that is your name, and add that into your affidavit and sign it, and they sign off on it. and then you submit that into your case. So there it is. I just wanted to go over that really quick with you guys to show you who's on. I got quite a few people in here. This is my first time doing a Zoom class, so I'm glad a lot of people a few of you guys got on, and I'll be doing this a lot more soon, a lot more often. And I got to get on a conference in about 45 minutes, so I got to prepare, but I wanted to just share that with you guys. So I want to say peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all listening. I'm typing that in the chat. There you go. All righty.